Back on the SportsMax Zone, turning our attention now to cricket. Only 16 days to go before the West Indies take on England in the first test of the three-match biosecure test series, which bowls off on the 8th of July at the Aegis Bowl in Hampshire. Ahead of the series, West Indies head coach Phil Simmons acknowledged that his team's strength lies in the bowling.
I think Jason is the number one all-rounder in the world, test cricket, and Kemar and Shannon Gabriel are high up on that fast bowling list and the ICC ranking. So that speaks for itself, and that shows you that there's quality there. I think it's a case of I don't know how you rank them with past, but I think they in this generation they're up there and they're showing the way. The youngsters are eager to learn. There are 6, 7, 8 youngsters here who are eager to learn, and of the youngsters in the squad, you have Azari Joseph and Chima Holder. And I think Azari Joseph is going to be a big hit on this tour here also. From everything that we look at over the past 2 or 3 years, the bowling has been the strongest suit of our game as a test nation. And I think to answer the second part of your question, the batters have looked really well on this. The work that they've put in over the last couple of weeks, it has showed, and over the next 3 days, we're going to see how they put their innings together. But as for working and the way how they look in the nets, it's been good.
West Indies coach Simmons also suggested that pacer Shannon Gabriel, who is back from injury, could be drafted into the main squad.
One thing we looked at with him, yes, he's one of West Indies' prominent fast bowlers coming back from injury, and we just had to make sure, especially, that he was fit enough to go through the tour. So yeah, there is a possibility of Shannon Gabriel joining the touring party of 14.
Yeah, so Phil Simmons making it clear from his assessment that bowling is where the strength is for this West Indies team. And we have, Mariah and George, gone through times in the past decade or so that we haven't felt that strongly about our bowling department.
I don't know if I feel so strongly about the bowling department because of the fact that, you know, based on all the reports before, they say that these 2 grounds favor spin bowling, and I think we just have 2 spin bowlers, Lance. Yeah, just 2 spin bowlers. So then how come we can be stronger in the bowling department? I think the batting has a lot to offer as well. If it's anything, I would actually say the batting is the stronger department. So I actually disagree with him in that manner.
I don't quite get the pitch to the players as we head into this series. Everybody who's had a chance to speak has been making much of the quality of the fast bowling. I don't see that.
Exactly.
And almost to say that, batsmen, yeah, you're all right, but really if we're going to win this series, it's going to be about the bowling. I mean, that's a truism. You win a series with bowling. If you take 20 wickets, you are excellently placed to win a cricket match. If you have 3 batsmen per innings making centuries, you're very likely to draw test matches given the time that they're going to need to accumulate their runs. So I'm saying I'm not quite seeing the wisdom in the pitch emphasizing the bowling, almost as if the way if you came from space and you listened to Roddy Estwick, you listened to Phil Simmons, and listened to some of the players themselves, you would think that this West Indies team is one of the top test playing nations in the world, and that the bowling lineup is among the best produced by West Indies teams. Each one of those points are light years away from the truth. What I'll say though is that I see the COVID-19 situation equalizing the ability and the likely output of the teams and the individual players. And I think Jason Holder has an excellent chance. Of leading this team to a series victory. I don't think any of the games will go beyond 3 days. In fact, I'll be surprised if on the 4th morning, without rain or interruptions, that on the 4th morning of any of these 3 tests, we'll be talking about Test cricket, West Indies versus England. I expect the game to be finished in 3 days. But I just think that the lack of preparation and everything, cricketers more than, I don't want to say more than most, most athletes, because every athlete does things by repetition and rotation and muscle memory and everything. But I just had a conversation with Jonathan Agnew a couple weeks ago, you'd remember, well, I think it was last week, where he said that Stuart Broad has spent the best part of these 3 months bowling at a cone at home. Not even a human being, he was bowling at a cone. That does affect your rhythm and your precision and all the things that you are used to. These guys are playing organized cricket from they were 8, 9 years old, and for the first time in their lives, they've gone so long without actually bedding into the simulations that have lifted them from promising cricketers to stars of the game. So I'm just saying that's what I think will equalize the result, the performance and the output of both teams. And I think the West Indies have a chance of winning it, but I'm not buying into this thing that the West Indies have this awesome fast bowling lineup. I think the management is just doing that to G up the players, and if that is the strategy, it's not a bad one, I don't think.
I think what works for us though is the fact that we have a group of young players that are hungry, ready to go. I know they got the rest and whatnot, but George, I'm on your team when you say yes, it's an equal balance, because I think they asked Shane Dowrich what he thought about Jofra Archer and the fact that Jofra is on the other team, and will he be intimidated when Jofra is bowling to him? And I think Shane gave a perfect answer. He said, you know what, Jofra made his decision to be on the other team, and he's actually not intimidated. He thinks that the team is a young team. Phil said it himself, and they have an appetite to get back and going. Shannon Gabriel, he spoke as well, and he spoke about being out of the game for so long and having to come back and prove to do what you have to do. So the appetite is something that will work in their favor. But then again, England, they will have the same appetite. They've been out as well. So I'm with you when you say we're going to be an equal match. And cricket is played on the day, so.
Yeah, well, my quick comment on that would be, because the batting lineup looks a little short-staffed, maybe relative to that, that is why the bowling now becomes better, because I agree with you, George and Mariah. I would say that Kemar Roach had a tremendous home series against the English, which sets him up for a good series here. Jason Holder is pretty solid. But those are the two bowlers that would go into a series like this high on confidence. Outside of that, I'm not seeing how our bowling tandem can be rated as such a potent bowling tandem. I am taking the comment, just comparing it with what our batting offers and suggesting that maybe of the two, maybe our bowling is a little bit stronger, because this bowling doesn't look to me to be a world-beating bowling lineup, although it is pretty decent. Now, the former West Indies opener Phil Wallace says the big Antiguan Rakeem Cornwall, they call him Jimbo, could be the West Indies X-factor in England. Wallace was speaking on the Mason and Guest radio program in Barbados, and this is what he said. I think Cornwall is going to be our match winner because he is the man that is going to apply the pressure. I like him. He's skillful. He's a skillful bowler and he's smart. I think he can be the trump in England. I would play 4 fast bowlers, Jason Holder, Kemar Roach, Alzarri Joseph, Shamar Holder, and those 2 spinners, Cornwall and Chase. When you look at those 6 bowlers, 4 of those 6 bowlers can bat. So you are still playing with long batting. It's time for Cornwall, or time that Cornwall recognizes his ability as a batsman. He has only played a few matches, but you have to give him the confidence that he can go there and bat. Now, Phil Simmons says at this moment, Cornwall is set to play a role in the first test.
We haven't seen what the AGS Bowl is like. When we get down there and we see that, we'll know whether we play, what our combination will be like. I think at this stage, you can say that, Rakeem will be a part. As you say, he got 10 wickets in the last game. So you can say that Rakeem will be a part. Whether we go in with 2 spinners and 3 fast bowlers or 4 and 1, we'll determine that when we see the AGS Bowl. And then when we get back here and we see the test wicket, because what we've been practicing here could be totally different from the test wicket that we get when we come back.
Yeah, so Phil Simmons didn't want to be too committal to what the 11 will be for this first test, but he is recognizing that Rakeem Cornwall does have a shot at getting into the final 11. Phil Wallace said in his quote on the Mason and Guest show that of the 6 bowlers that he would play in this first test match, Jason Holder, Kemar Roach, Alzarri Joseph, Shamar Holder, and the 2 spinners, Cornwall and Chase, there are 4 of those who can bat. I'm trying to figure out which 4 he's talking about.
Holder.
I would suspect Jason Holder and the 2 spinners, Cornwall and Chase. But who would be that 4th player that he says can bat?
But when you say can bat, Cornwall can bat at which level?
Cornwall can bat.
At test level.
I'm just saying.
Well, all right, I'll take it. He can bat,
But we
for
have to
sure.
find
He can bat.
Cornwall can bat.
He can bat, no
but
problem.
who else? Which would be the fourth person that he's talking about? I'm at a loss.
And another thing too, apart from us not being able to find the four and you slipping in somebody there because you couldn't find another person, I don't like when people make comments like that, like match winner, and putting like so much pressure on Rakeem. At the end of the day, this is a different level of cricket. We're playing England. Rakeem has recently joined the team and whatnot. You can't be putting this sort of pressure saying he's a match winner and he will be the one to bring home the game and all these different things. I just don't like when people do that.
I don't know. I want to be clear on what Philo said. Can I get Philo's graphic again? So if we are to go with, so he says, I would play 4 fast bowlers, Holder, Roach, Joseph, Holder, and 2 spinners, Cornwall and Chase. So those are 6 names in the team already. Yeah. Your wicket keeper is number 7. So you have, your openers would be Brathwaite and who? And John Campbell?
Yeah, well.
So that's 2, so that's 9. And your other 2 would be Shea Hope and... That's 10. Shea Hope and who? Who's
probably Shamar Brooks.
Shamar Brooks?
Or Jermaine Blackwood,
I suspect Jermaine Blackwood.
Yeah.
I suspect Jermaine Blackwood.
Yeah.
So you're carrying those 6 into the team, confident that you have enough batting in that 6? Oh my, maybe we didn't hear our friend Philo Wallace clearly, because I struggle to see
I'm still
the
looking
logic
for
in
that
this.
4th batsman though. That is
Lance, I'm looking for 3. I must tell you. You're looking for 4, I'm looking for 3.
You're looking for 3.
I'm looking for
Cornwall
3.
can bat, George.
Lance,
Cornwall
I'm
can
saying
bat.
test level. I'm saying test level. Test level is different.
Yeah.
We all know this. I'm saying a truism. Yeah, test level is different. And
I'm wondering if he's talking about Alzara Joseph. He made 89 in the last first-class match he played the Jamaicans up against the Leewards at North Sound at the Viv Richards Stadium. He made 89 there, which was a good knock, and I wouldn't consider him a rabbit Alzara Joseph. So I'm stretching my imagination now to wonder if Philo is talking about Alzara Joseph.
And that's the point, the fact that you have to stretch your imagination.
No, but you could not say in all honesty that Alzara can
Question
bat.
for you. Jerome Taylor has a test century, correct?
Yes.
Could Jerome Taylor bat?
Against New Zealand.
Could Jerome Taylor bat?
I would say no.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
End of story. End of story.
Yeah. And
my producer reminds me that our friend Tina Bertram Best has a career best 95 at test level.
Yes.
Can Tina Bertram Best bat at test level? Our good friend.
My answer would be no.
Correct.
Yes.
Right.
So I'm saying, Lance, I'm saying Jimbo at first class level is a good batsman, I think.
Yes.
Jimbo as a batsman at test level, the jury hasn't even been empaneled where I'm concerned.
And that's the thing, they're putting too much pressure on him.
but
They
I
want him
still
to take
think
wickets and...
All right. In essence, to me, Rakeem is still like a middle-order batsman. He's in first-class cricket, he's like a middle-order batsman. But any other person that he's talking about with regard to batting is someone who bats at 9, 10, or 11.
In fact, give us the graphic one more time. Let us be surgical about it. Let us be surgical about this.
Yes.
Mr. Producer, right. Jason Holder can bat.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kemar Roach at test level? No.
Yes.
Alzara Joseph at test level? Not yet.
Yes.
Shamara Holder? We don't know. Rakeem Cornwall?
Too new.
We don't know. Ruston Chase? Yes. So 2 men can bat, Lance, Mariah.
Yeah.
For sure. 2 men have proven that they can bat. Lance,
John,
they've proven.
I would say 3.
Which 3?
Cornwall can bat, George.
Lance,
No,
you
Rakeem
can't
is not
judge
proven
him
at test level can bat.
on. What are you judging
Part
him
of the
on?
reason why he has made this test team is because he can bat.
Part of the
If
reason
it was
he's
just
made-
his spin bowling alone, he probably wouldn't be in the team up to this point.
Part of the reason Rakeem has made this test team is because he's shown potential with the bat. He's shown based on what he did, he's done at first class level, that he is capable of being a solid contributor with the bat at test level. But we're comparing him to men who have proven that they can bat at the test level, and he's been lumped with some guys who've never batted at test level.
I know, George,
I don't
but
want to knock him, but I don't want to knock him,
we're
but
not
it's a
knocking
whole
Jimbo.
different level of
I know,
cricket.
but
It's a whole different.
We're only talking about Jimbo this way because Phil
when I hear Phil
Simmons.
Simmons say these 4 can bat.
No, Phil Wallace.
Philo Wallace, sorry.
Yes.
When I hear Philo Wallace say these 4 can bat, I am thinking in some of the instances he's using it loosely, that they can bat. And that is why I would accept that Rakeem Cornwall can bat, because I believe he can bat.
You need some numbers.
I would,
and you know what?
I
We
wouldn't
don't
say
have
that
that to
at
pull
test
on.
level. I would not at test level.
Time will tell. Back in a moment.
I hope he bats though.